Good. Everybody wave. We're excited to be here.
Step it up, baby. Welcome to the Solar Cafe. This is the nation's first solar-powered restaurant. The restaurant produces about 70% of its power. We have a whole environmental theme going on in here. It carries over into our menu. We have an organic garden right there. We produce our own fruits, vegetables, and spices that we use in our food. Healthy food for a healthy planet. That's what we believe in. Thank you.
Hello everyone. We're going to start the program part of the day. We've had some banner making, we've had some letter signing, we have Gordy and Racky here with the t-shirts to hang up and the t-shirts to wear. And now we're going to come to one of my favorite parts of the program, music by the wonderful and incomparable Ahmed Ali. Once you hear his music, everybody's going to want to peek their heads out from inside and come see where that sound's coming from. Ahmed, it's all yours. We're lucky. We also got Gordian Racky speaking. He's one of the most sought-after speakers on Long Island on renewable energy and on global warming. He's all over the island this week. We managed to get him here with his T-shirts and his Right-On T-shirts, and he's going to give us about 10 minutes or so of really important information. So Gordian, if you come on up.
Thank you, Ian, and first of all, thanks for the wonderful music. Give him a big hand again. This is really great. All right, I also want to, first of all, extend my thanks to the Solar Cafe and to Chris Castro for being our host here. They're doing a wonderful job, and it is encouraging to see communities step up to the plate here and do the right thing and show us that we can do these things much better than we've done previously. Thank you all for turning out on this beautiful sunny day. I was a little worried about the weather forecast when I heard about that big storm approaching, but for the time being, we're fine. The sun is shining, everybody's smiling, so let's enjoy it while we're here. I wanted to keep this very brief and actually spend a little more time on answering questions that you might have. I'll give you a very brief description of what my organization is doing. Renewable Energy Long Island is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. We're actually a membership organization, and Sabrina here is our member, one of our members, and we want all of you to become members, of course. This is one way how we sustain our operations, so I would encourage you to join Renewable Energy Long Island or any of the other environmental groups that have an interest in clean, renewable energy sources here on Long Island. The main message is get involved. Whatever you do, get informed, get involved, become an active and participatory citizen. That's so important. Become an activist, really, is what it boils down to. Our organization is the only organization on Long Island with an exclusive focus on renewable energy. And we believe that the time is now to bring solutions to the forefront. With global warming and climate change, we obviously have a huge problem, a global problem. We have many problems in the world that we cannot solve, really, with the kinds of solutions and the kinds of technologies we have today. But global warming is one of the problems that we're facing, and probably the biggest problem that we're going to face in this century. But it is a problem where we have the solutions today. And that's amazing when you think about it. You know, I'm a civil engineer by training. I'm sort of a tools guy. You know, I run around with stuff clipped to my belt. You know, I've got the cell phone and the camera. You know, this, by the way, is a solar cell phone. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a solar cell phone, but this thing is actually a regular Trio, but I plug it into my outlet at home where I have solar panels, and so this little machine here is powered by solar energy. I also brought you my LIPA bill. I'm going to show you my LIPA bill. Hi, Vivian. I want to recognize legislator Vivian Viloria Fisher. Vivian. Thank you for being here. And so when we look at the problem that we're facing with global warming and climate change, we have tools at our disposal. We have solutions at the ready. What we need now is the political will to tackle this problem. And that's why today we're here to say to Congress, step it up, Congress. We got to cut carbon emissions by 80% by 2050. We got to put America on a path to sustainability. We are the largest contributor to this problem as Americans, as the United States of America. Unfortunately, it's not a proud distinction. We emit about 25% of the world's greenhouse gases, and there's no other country in the world that at this point matches that. At some point, China will probably surpass us. But if you look at history, if you look at the last 100 years or so, if you look at how much each country contributed to greenhouse gas emissions and the layer of gases that now makes our planet boil over, essentially, this country, of course, has made the largest contribution, and it's not a happy contribution. So in my mind, we bear a unique responsibility, and we have a unique opportunity to solve this problem. We could easily say, of course, well, you know, what do we care about people in developing countries getting flooded people in developing countries being hit with the impacts of climate change very hard, probably much harder than we in the US here. Well, we bear a responsibility because we have been putting that carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and putting other emissions up there. So I think it is a moral issue in addition to a technical and a political issue. There's really a moral imperative here. And the good news, and keep this in mind when you watch the movie, the documentary by Vice President Al Gore, An Inconvenient Truth, which can really be depressing at times when you look at it. And I give these presentations. I was trained by Mr. Gore to give the climate change presentation down in Nashville recently. When I speak to people, I remind them, this is a good news story. While the facts, when you look at them and when you face it, may be depressing at first, and you could go into denial, or you could just throw up your hands and just engage in total despair. Keep in mind that we have the solutions in hand. We have the tools to solve this problem. We are part of the problem, and therefore we can be part of the solution. The one thing I want to impress upon you is that while we're calling on our elected officials in Washington, D.C., and in Albany, and in Hauppauge, at the Suffolk County Legislature, of course, we can all do our share. And that's why action always starts at home. Clean up your act before you tell others to clean up their act. That's why we today have put the little clothesline up here. We've put the clothespins up there as a symbol of action being possible at home, at the workplace, everywhere you go, and it doesn't even have to cost money. In fact, putting up clothes to dry on a clothesline saves you money. The investment is very, very minimal. You may even still have a few of these clothespins lying around. I can tell you that my clothes are always solar dried with my solar dryer. That's what a solar dryer looks like. It's a very simple technology. It's been around for many centuries, of course. And you can do a lot more. You can do a lot more than that. If you still have any of these light bulbs that I call dumb bulbs in any of your sockets, make sure they go out. Go home tonight, take these dumb bulbs out of the sockets and replace them with what I call a smart bulb. This is what a smart bulb looks like. You've seen these. They can now be found all over the place and in pretty much any hardware store and any of the large discount stores you can buy them. This bulb saves about 80% of the electricity for the same light output compared to the conventional dumb bulb. Alright, so it's good for your pocketbook. This is a terrific investment. This will save you anywhere between $60 and $75 per bulb by making an investment of just a couple of dollars by buying this bulb. But it'll do a whole lot more. It's certainly good for your pocketbook, but it will do a whole lot more. It will reduce carbon emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, because you're burning less electricity. And you're putting less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So here's a perfect example of something that's good for our pocketbook, something good for our environment, something good for our economy. So those are simple things we can all do. I told you I'm going to show you my life on bill, which I always have with me, right? Vivian has seen my bill about 25 times now. This is my life on bill, and I carry it around with me because it shows that I'm generating all of the electricity in my home year-round, all of the electricity with solar panels without emitting a single pound of carbon dioxide. And then I generate even excess electricity at times when there's a lot of sunshine and we can't even use all the electricity that our solar panels are generating. And this is, for example, my bill from July of last year, 2006. At the beginning of the month, the meter reading was 1,441 kilowatt hours. At the end of the month, the meter read 1,403 kilowatt hours. So the meter actually went backwards. I generated all of the electricity we used in the home, and then some extra 38 kilowatt hours. And that goes into my energy savings bank, just like a savings account where you put money when you make a little extra money, and you use it up when you need it. So that extra electricity goes into a savings account. You don't even need batteries anymore. It goes into a LIPA savings account, if you will, the Energy Savings Bank, and we use that up in the winter when the days are shorter. So my net bill, that month I paid $5.79. And that's not even for electricity. That's just for having the privilege of being connected to the utility grid and having a meter and having the LIPA guy come out and look at my meter and go, So we can all do this, whether it's just hanging up clothes to dry on the clothesline, whether it's changing light bulbs, whether it's driving more energy efficient cars, whether it is just turning the lights off when we're not using them. Action starts at home. So we want all of you to become energy activists, to become involved, but of course we want all of you to become a lot more than that. We want you to become active. As activists, as citizen participants, we want you to become actively involved in helping us make a change here. This country bears a unique responsibility. We have a unique opportunity to use climate change as a wake-up call to bring about some dire needed action. The good news is we can do this, we must do this, and we will do this. We're calling on you and we're calling on Congress to help us bring this ship around. We can make a huge difference here. We've got to do it quickly. There's no time to waste. We've got to do it now. So if all of you are on board here, I'd say raise your hand and become a global action climate change activist. I'm certainly going to pledge to do that, and we're going to work together to do that. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, these two gentlemen were taller than me, so I just strained a little bit. We're also taping this. This will be on Public Access TV. There's already a quick video that's up on YouTube and will be up on the StepItUp.org website in an hour or so. For those of you who are going to be watching this on Public Access, that sound of the horn in the background was a train going by. The Solar Cafe that we're at is an excellent example of recycling. This was an old, unused railway station in Brentwood. It is now a gorgeous cafe with a wonderful menu with electricity provided by solar energy. I recommend coming down here. I've eaten here a bunch of times. I'd like to invite up a surprise. Vivian Valora Fisher is one of our most activist legislators. She works to get things done. She happened to come by today. We've had her speak before, and we'd like her to speak today. Let's hear what's going on.
Thank you. You know, the first thing I want to do is thank Chris Castro. I think Chris sets an example on how you can make things happen, run a business, bring in a little bit of your own culture to let people know where you come from. I'm a fellow Dominican, so I'm a little partial to him bringing in that Dominican food. I just had some flan that I just bought here. So I want to thank Chris Castro. And I want to thank Gordy and Rocky. You know, I just spoke to students over at Stony Brook because there was a walk at Stony Brook, so that's my home district. I went there first. But I brought something to the young people at Stony Brook to let them know that we really have a lot to be proud of here in Suffolk County, legislatively. And I brought an editorial page, which Gordian might remember, from August 2001, when we were the first county to pass legislation capping carbon emissions from power plants. And Gordon really helped me a lot when I was crafting that legislation. But something happened. That was in 2001. And the people in Washington, D.C., who, it's very clear to the rest of the population, I don't know, Gordy, you and I kind of saw it from the beginning, but they were denying science, they were denying reality, they were misleading the people of this country, and somehow the media was co-opted in it. And so when I passed this legislation, the only paper that gave me this kind of press and supported the carbon cap was a local paper. At that time, Newsday said, what is a county legislator doing trying to fix a global problem? Remember that, Gordian? It was tough to see that in Newsday. In fact, they almost didn't give me their endorsement the next time I ran because of this legislation. So the optimistic view that we have here now is that we do have the major media outlets on board with at least publicizing what's going on. I think what Al Gore did with An Inconvenient Truth was certainly a watershed in the understanding in the general public of what's going on. I learned a lot from Gordian. You know, he did talk, he showed me his life of Bill many times. But I had learned a lot from Rachel Carson, and I had learned a lot from the entire environmental movement, and I've tried to lead my life with a small carbon footprint. I hang my wash, and for those of you who have kids who say, well, don't hang my jeans, they're too hard when you hang them on the line, and you don't want to hang those terry cloth towels because the kids will say that they scratch them. Hang them on the line till they're just about dry, and then put them in the dryer for a couple of minutes. It's a compromise, but it's helping to cut back. I carried with me today, I keep one of these in each one of my cars so that when I go food shopping, I'm not having to use, you know, the kids who are bagging your stuff at the supermarket will put one thing in each plastic bag. And sometimes I'll tell them, no, save that for the next person. What do? They crumple it up and throw it away. And I'll say, wait a minute, they're not being trained. They're not understanding that those plastic bags have an impact. You know, if you have a garden, recycle your leftovers. You know, try to have as little garbage out there. Try to buy as few products that are pre-packaged as possible. I mean, the packaging alone that we do is tremendous. I am having solar panels installed in our house. So we're moving along with that. I drove my Prius here today. Although Suffolk County has been way ahead in its consciousness regarding environmental issues, with its consciousness regarding the protection of our aquifer and our ecosystem, I think we're way behind in curbing our appetites for fossil fuels. You can do it. I mean, there are just so many ways. People in my neighborhood would see me walking to work every day when I had my office a mile away from my house, so I could walk to my office. There's nothing wrong with walking to your office. There's nothing wrong to walk to get a container of milk if it's within a mile. It's good for you. This is why we have a problem with obesity, because our suburban model tells us, step into your car inside your garage, open your garage, don't even get up to open your garage, press your garage door opener, and leave, and then arrive where you're going without walking at all. People in cities are becoming healthier than people in the suburban environment because we're not walking anyplace. So in every way, it's better for you. In every way, it's a healthier way to live when you decide that your carbon imprint will be a smaller imprint. We need to get this message out. We need to continue to say, you know, Washington abdicated its responsibility. You know, when I passed this in 2001, and in fact, it said here that the EPA had acknowledged greenhouse gases and acknowledged global warming and went backwards from there. Backwards from there. Because after September 11th, the country was just, you know, acknowledging George Bush as, you know, his popularity went up, and all of the science was buried under the table. And so we're catching up, but we're moving in the right direction.
Our major media on Long Island was backwards looking and wasn't backing our legislators who were thinking about our future. That we need to not only do things like buy light bulbs, but as Gordon keeps saying, be activists. When the media starts trying to bring down the people who are trying to protect our future, we need to actually do something about it. And we need to back organizations like Renewable Energy Long Island that Gordian has. Two other quick websites I want to mention. The Solar Cafe that we're all at is solarcafeus.com. They were the two co-sponsors. The other co-sponsor of this event was the Babylon Greens. You can find more information about them at onthewilderside.net, onthewilderside.net. And one last website we're going to bring back up, Ahmed Ali. He has a website, Ahmed Ali, AHMADALI, music.com. And he's going to give us a couple of songs to bring us out of this. We got a lot of great information. We had a lot of fun today, I hope. and we'll have some music to end off. Good way to always end off. Ahmed, if you could. There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul who snaps my control. Such a funny thing, but every time you're near me, I never can behave. You give me a smile and then I'm wrapped up in your magic. There's music all around me, crazy music, music that keeps calling me so very close to you. Turns me your slave. Come and do 3 anything you want to. Anything, baby, just let me get next to you. Am I insane, or do I really see heaven in your eyes? Bright as stars that shine up above you in the clear blue sky. How I worry about you, just can't live my life without you, baby. Come here, have no fear. Oh, is there a wonder why I'm really feeling in the mood for love? So tell me why, stop to think about this weather, my dear. This little dream might fade away. There I go, talking out of my head again. Oh baby, won't you come, put our 2 hearts together. That will make me strong and brave. Oh, you want, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Go on and let it rain. I'm sure our love together will endure a hurricane. Oh, my baby, won't you please let me love you and give me relief from this awful misery? What is all this talk about loving me, my sweet? You say you're not ashamed, not anymore, not like before. I'm trying to understand, so baby please help me pull myself together, we'll do it soon. Our hearts on fire, come on and take it, we'll be what we make it, my darling, my sweet. Baby, you make me feel so good, let me take you by the hand, come let's visit out there in that new promised land. Maybe there we could find a good place to keep a loving state of mind. I'm so crazy about love, I never know what love's about. Well, James, you can come on in now. You can blow now if you want to. We're through. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I especially want to thank Ahmed. I want to thank Mr. Castro. Gordian. I want to thank Chris Castro for giving us the most important thing, which is the place. Without the place, it's impossible. At least that's my understanding of physics. And I want to thank everybody who came out and participated. Make sure you write letters. We have letters printed up to your legislators. We have their addresses there. Get them out. Let them know that this is important. You spend the day to come out here. Let them know what your priorities are. They count those letters. They have staff people who just sit there and count the letters that come in. And they know what's important to people and what's not. They don't hear from you, they won't act on it. This was a great day. It was a great day. The weather held up. So I thank everybody again. Have a wonderful day. And let everybody know what's important. Does Vivian want to tell us one more thing?
Chris and I have a tradition.
Uh-oh.
Chris and I have a tradition, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Let the legislator go.
Okay. Vengo a San Antonio puesto de cabeza. Si no me busca novio, nadie lo endereza. Palo, 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 palo bonito, palo, come on. Palo bonito, palo, Virgen Altagracia, compañera mía, tú para tu casa, yo para la mía. Where is he?
Palo, palo,
Palo, palo, palo bonito, palo, palo bonito, palo, all right.
Legislator Fisher, who wrote that song?
Well, actually, that was a song that my father recorded in 1952.
And your father's name was?
Angel Viloria.
Thank you.